Another day and another Universal Studios Hollywood update video. Cruise around the park and have some fun. It is a very beautiful day today. Even King Kong is enjoying it today. And you can see not too many people walking through City Walk, but I am arriving here a little bit later on in the afternoon. So most people are already in the theme park. And before I get started, hello everyone, my name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into another theme park obsession video. Yeah, I'm hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood today to check up on Halloween Horror Nights, the Fast and the Furious roller coaster, and a few other things around the park. So let's not waste any more time and dive right in. Still no visible progress on these locations as far as anything new coming to these spots. I do hope they keep the hot chicken maybe in the park or something, because I am a fan of the hot chicken. So maybe they'll throw it into the theme park soon. Made it through security. Pretty good today on security. They had a lot of lanes open, so it took me like 5 seconds to get through. Yeah, just like I thought. It's a little busy in the park today. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, 65 minutes for Harry Potter, 40 minutes for Secret Life of Pets and Studio Tour, and I think Mario Kart was at 115 minutes. Yeah, it's a little packed today. Okay, you know the drill. Let's head over to the Parisian Courtyard to check up on HHN. This is your latest look at Monstros 2, the Nightmares of Latin America, and I gotta say, just like last year's facade, it is looking absolutely stunning. And I knew in the past couple of videos, I was like, you know, they're not even close to being done. And sure enough, they're adding so many little details. I love the addition of all of the vines and like the dead shrubbery and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of this at the ground level as well. And once they take down the construction fence, we'll get a better look into that. It's looking like the distressing of the facade, so like all the paintwork seems to be complete, but I could be wrong. It seems like right now they're just doing a lot of the set dressing. So I'm sure we'll see a lot more props pop up here in the next few weeks. Remember, HHN opens up very, very soon, if you can believe it. And I'm loving all of the ironwork above the archway right at the front entrance and the windows. It looks really good in person. And I'm not really sure if that's real or not. It could be made out of styrofoam, you never know. But it looks very convincing, and who knows, it could be real. So regardless, I'm glad that so many little details are popping up on the Monstros 2 facade. And just like last year, it's very, very impressive. Made it over here to the Lookout by Super Silly Funland. And OMG, look at all of the progress compared to last week's video. My goodness, we have so many new support columns that have popped up. And even off in the distance there, you can see steel going vertical for what I'm assuming will be the show building that will hold the station, like the queue maybe some other facilities for the attraction. Wow, there's so much that has been added the past couple days. Let's first talk about this section right here. For a while, I was wondering what this section is going to be, and I think I'm in the right direction because there is this straightaway right here, and it could be a block break section or it could be a launch section. And then there's other steel columns that are obviously shaped a little differently, and you can see that they're in, you know, different angles, and I'm thinking these are going to be where some of these big turns are going to be. You can see right here, this might be a huge bank turn. You can see the position that the support columns are angled in. And then this section right here, this massive one, it's like tripod looking support column. Now there's a lot of speculation and rumors online pointing at Intamin being the manufacturer for this roller coaster, and these support columns right here might be our hint as to who the manufacturer might be. And now Intamin has used this design before, these ones that are on the straightaway section. We've seen that with Arctic Rescue at SeaWorld San Diego, one of their latest installations here in Southern California. So if it is Intamin, it would make sense. We also see the same kind of supports up here at the top deck, at the turnaround right before the dual load and unload area. At least that's what we're thinking that area is going to be. This is so darn cool. I love this. How exciting. And we're getting our first looks at the profiling for this roller coaster as well. So it looks like just from these support columns alone that we're going to get some serious turns in this section of the layout. Now on the far end closest to the creative campus, there aren't any support columns that have popped up just yet, but because of how quickly they are moving and how long that concrete has been curing for, I would not be shocked if here in the next couple days they start working on this section. And this will be a very, very interesting section to watch, just because this is the turnaround for the ride. The ride doesn't go further beyond that point, so it's got to make a comeback towards where I'm standing. So there's going to be some sort of gnarly element in that corner, and I cannot wait to see how tall it's going to be. Taking a quick break from the Lookout as I traverse the rest of the park, I wanted to check up on some different angles of the coaster, and you can see not too much happening in this section right next to the first escalator, but There are some crew members down over here working on this massive footer. Looks like they just finished up the concrete work. And once they finish up with these final little adjustments, the next step would be the curing process, like these ones have gone through over here. But since those ones have been done for quite some time, I'm gonna be keeping a close eye on this section as far as new support columns. Okay, I've made my way down the first escalator, and OMG, even more work happening on the left-hand side if you're walking towards the lower lot. The footers that are closest to the staircase I thought were complete. Like, I thought they were done with these sections and then the support column was gonna go from there, but oh no, these are getting a lot larger. And when you see this in person, it is incredibly impressive. And if you're wondering what the crews are doing closest to the escalator, it's pretty much just a bunch of concrete work, and they're using tools to compact the concrete as tight as they can. They don't want any air bubbles in these footers. Now, really quickly moving on to Halloween Horror Nights, here's a look at the facade behind Revenge of the Mummy for Dead Exposure. And just like Monstros 2, even more details are starting to appear on this facade. They've added some chain link fence, and it's not clean. It is definitely messed up. So it gives the illusion a little bit more so that that truck smashed through the chain link fence and into the wall. It looks really cool. Moving back to the coaster though, yeah, a ton of footers have been worked on the past couple days since my last video. So much concrete has been poured, and so many new ones have popped up in places I wasn't expecting them to pop up in. There's still so many that they have to put up, but they've made really, really good progress these past couple weeks, I gotta say. And another thing that's pretty crazy is when you're on the freeway, when you're on the 170 going to Universal Studios, you can see all of this from the freeway. You can see how large the support structure is for this ride. This is massive in scale. I mean, I think the track gauge on this is pretty close to that of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, or maybe even Revenge of the Mummy, maybe even larger. I mean, it's huge. The other structure that I'm getting really good views of near the escalators and even back up at the lookout is the one that they're going vertical with, where all the transfer track is. This might be one giant building, and if so, it's a lot larger than I thought it was gonna be. I had no idea they were gonna go this tall with it, and it's kind of cool. And as I've been filming different angles of this project, I've been seeing them crane in even more material for that particular spot where they've gone vertical in the top deck. And this all starts the process of eventually not being able to see the interior sections of the top deck near Simpsons. So I'm gonna enjoy it while we can, because yeah, in the next few months, all of that will probably be enclosed. I was hoping that they would install a couple more support columns, but it looks like they're wrapping up for the day as far as that is concerned. They've just been working on a lot of concrete. I'm not really seeing any action down over here as far as support columns either. It's just a lot of moving some dirt in this corner. Another thing I'm noticing on these support columns I didn't really notice before are these arrows that are on them, and they're all pointing up towards the escalator area. They're not pointing towards me, and same thing with this giant column that has been installed, arrow pointing closest to the studio. So maybe that's the direction we're gonna be going in the layout? How cool though. I'm so happy to see some more vertical construction this week. I can't wait to come back next week to see what else gets put up. I'm thinking these two pieces will be installed down over here, and maybe if we're lucky, over here in the far corner, we'll start to see some vertical action happen, or maybe even on the other side of the escalator. It's all kind of a big mystery. Again, this was like out of nowhere too. Alrighty, I think that's gonna do it for today's very quick update from Universal Studios. I mainly wanted to cover the Fast and the Furious roller coaster, which I'm so happy so much is going on this week. It's really cool to watch. And I really hope all of you enjoyed watching this video today. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. And if you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Universal or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should consider subscribing, because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. Don't forget to check out my X account and Instagram account. Those links will be down below in the description. And also, if you want to help out the channel even more, you can hit the super thanks button. Now that there's more vertical construction happening at Fast and the Furious, you're going to see a lot more updates here on the channel. I'm going to cover this coaster as much as I can. Until the next video though, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. And I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.